Everyone comes to the Silicon Valley for the dream. High salaries, big names, the energy of innovation. But here's the twist. Most people don't get tripped up by the competition or the cost. The biggest mistake is something much simpler, and it has nothing to do with your resume. By the end of this video, you'll know the single decision that separates people who thrive here from those who burn out fast. Let's find out. Here's how most moves start. You land the job, the recruiter calls, the package looks solid, and onboarding dates fill your calendar. Then you pull up a map, drop a pin on the office, and start looking in a neat circle around it. On paper, it makes sense. Shorter drive, less stress, done. Except, a month goes by and life feels different than you expected. Because your workday is only part of your week, the rest belongs to everything else a map pin doesn't show. Like where you grab coffee on a Saturday morning. Can you walk there? Or do you have to drive? Or whether you have a quiet corner for focus when your team suddenly goes hybrid. Or if the schools fit your kids' needs beyond a score on a website. Maybe it's about having a backyard where you can breathe after a long sprint, or a walkable downtown where you can meet friends without moving the car. Silicon Valley can be everything people promise. The energy is real. The ideas are huge. Sunshine means after-work hikes in February and dinner outside in September. Remember this, because when we talk about regrets later, you'll see how these lifestyle details make or break the move. Here's the surprise. The difference between loving your life here and simply tolerating it usually comes down to fit, not prestige. The same budget can feel like two completely different lives, depending on which city or even which street you choose. That's why two people with the same job can have opposite reactions to their first year here. So that's the real dilemma. Do you pick a home based on where your badge unlocks the door, or do you design your daily life first and let that guide the search? Option 1 feels efficient week 1. Option 2 feels smart in month 6. The key is zooming out before you zoom in. You line up your priorities with what specific neighborhoods are good at, and then you layer the commute on top, not the other way around. Think of Silicon Valley as a cluster of small worlds that sit side by side. San Jose, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, and Santa Clara, they're only 4 to 12 minutes apart by train, but each one has a different rhythm. You could end up on a leafy block that goes quiet after dinner, or in a lively downtown where friends are always a short walk away. The same budget might get you a bigger house with a yard in one spot, or a smaller but central place in another. Neither is wrong. The mistake is assuming the closest door to your office is automatically the best fit for you. My goal today is to show you how locals think when they're buying. Lifestyle first, commute second. We'll look at how school boundaries zigzag, where noise shifts, and why two streets in the same zip code can feel like two different worlds. And we'll keep it practical, so your choices still make sense once the new job excitement fades and routine kicks in. So let's call out the mistake and then dig in how it plays out in real life. The number 1 mistake, choosing based on job location alone. But before we dive into it, if you're serious about making Silicon Valley feel like home, hit subscribe. We break down the neighborhoods the way locals live them, not the way maps list them. One click now saves you months of second guessing later. Now here it is, the number 1 mistake people make when they move to Silicon Valley. They pick their home based only on their job location. It looks smart in a spreadsheet. It feels efficient when you're staring down a relocation date. But life always adds variables. And the plan that looked perfect, well, it leaves out a lot. Yes, proximity to work matters. But the problem starts when proximity is the only factor. Teams shuffle buildings. Companies roll out new schedules. Suddenly, your manager wants everyone in on different days than last quarter. The commute you thought was set in stone, not so much. The only constant is the neighborhood you come home to. If that neighborhood fits your lifestyle, those changes are easy to roll with. If it doesn't, every shift feels heavier than it should. Let me show you how this plays out. A new grad grabs a shiny apartment steps from the shuttle stop. Perfect, right? Until work ramps up and they want quiet, sunlight, and a real desk setup. Cooking becomes their stress relief, but the galley kitchen fights back. Friends visit and parking's a headache every single time. That ideal location suddenly feels cramped. This is exactly the kind of situation where the differences between San Jose, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, and Santa Clara become crystal clear. And we'll dig into those comparisons in a bit. Another common mistake is to take a couple relocating for two great jobs. They target a midpoint between both offices. A smart solution on paper until schedules shift. One partner works from home more than expected. They need natural light for video calls. And that second bedroom without a hallway door, it's not cutting it. That clever midpoint stops feeling clever. Families run into this mistake too. Parents chase the 10-minute drive to work, but they trade away a yard for their kids or a school path that aligns from elementary through high school. Mornings turn into a messy triangle. Work in one direction, school in another direction, after school stuff somewhere else. The commute might be short, but the total time in the car skyrockets. Singles and couples feel it in their community life. They live near the office but far from their favorite coffee shop, yoga studio, or go-to restaurants. Weekends turn into long drives instead of easy plans. The office is nearby, but the life they pictured isn't. And here's something most newcomers don't realize. A lot of companies here don't have one campus. They've got multiple spots spread across different cities. Starting in one building doesn't mean you stay there. If your team shifts north or south, that perfect commute you chose, gone. So no, the answer isn't ignoring commute altogether. It's putting commute in the right place in your decision making. First, decide how you want your days to feel. Then ask yourself, what do I want within a 10-minute reach? What do schools look like for my kids? What about my work from home setup? After that, you'll ask which neighborhoods give you those things and still keep the commute manageable most of the time. That's how you dodge this mistake. And to see why, let's get into 4 areas people debate the most: San Jose, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, and Santa Clara. Area comparisons and trade-offs. Let's start with San Jose, since it's on almost everyone's list. The city's huge, with tons of micro neighborhoods. If you want more space, this is where your budget stretches. 3 or 4 bedrooms, very common. A family room that flows into the kitchen, easy. Backyards that feel like a second living room, absolutely. Down in South San Jose, you'll find even larger lots. Space for a grill station, raised garden beds, maybe even a little sports court. And errands, simple. Most neighborhoods have daily essentials nearby. Plus, county parks mean you can sneak in a hike after work without planning an entire day around it. But San Jose shifts fast, block by block. Willow Glen gives you that small town vibe with tree-lined streets and a walkable main street full of restaurants. Cambrian Park balances schools, freeway access, and quiet neighborhoods. Almaden Valley tucks into the hills with bigger homes and wide open skies at sunset. East San Jose is where starter homes still make ownership possible on the lower end of Silicon Valley pricing. Each spot has its own rhythm, and later you'll see the regrets people have when they ignore this information. The trade-off? Commute time if your job's further north. Freeways like 85, 280, 101, and 87 get you across the valley, but timing is everything. Some folks don't mind 15 more minutes in the car if it means evenings unfold in their own backyard. Others want the shortest drive possible and are fine squeezing into a smaller footprint to get it. There's no right answer. The win comes when you know what feels better to you. Now let's jump to Mountain View. This is Google territory, but more than that, it's central and lively. Castor Street is the hub. Coffee, dinner, nightlife, you can walk to all of it. Homes here are a mix. Mid-century with efficient layouts, newer townhomes with open plans, and the occasional custom build. Yards, well, they're smaller, but the trade is walkability. The car can stay parked most nights. The catch is price per square foot. It's pretty steep. Competition for anything near downtown is fierce. If you dream about a big yard, this isn't your spot. But if you want easy, walkable nights, it's perfect. Life here works for people who recharge around energy and convenience. If you need more privacy or room for multi-generational living, it might feel tight. Next up is Sunnyvale. Think of it as tech central with serious commuting flexibility. Access to the 101, 237, Central Expressway, Caltrade, it's all right here. Most neighborhoods are classic ranch-style homes on suburban streets, but there are newer areas too, with townhomes and smaller lot single-family homes that bring community parks and less maintenance. Schools vary by zone, so you'll want to pay close attention there. Sunnyvale's big draw is balance. You can get to Mountain View, Santa Clara, or the 237 corridor without pain. The market stays competitive because it works for so many buyers at once. You give up a lot of space compared to San Jose, but you gain flexibility. Downtown Sunnyvale keeps building restaurants and gathering spots, so there's always something fun going on. Finally, there's Santa Clara. Out-of-state buyers are often surprised by how much range this city has. You've got polished interior neighborhoods in one area and more transitional ones in another. 2 blocks can feel totally different. That's why walking in the streets matters more here than almost anywhere else. Santa Clara blends value and proximity. If you work at NVIDIA, Intel, or at Apple, in nearby Cupertino, you can still be at the office in minutes, while still tucked into a calm residential street. Noise is something to watch here though. Major roads bring convenience, but also hum. Some pockets sit under flight paths near the stadium, and yet 2 blocks over, everything is quiet. So you have to test it at different times of the day. Buyers who do that usually find a sweet spot: budget, commute, and the yard all in one. When you line these 4 up, the trade-offs jump out. San Jose stretches your dollar and lets you live the indoor-outdoor life, but you pay with longer drives north. Mountain View cuts car time for evenings and weekends, but yards shrink and prices climb. Sunnyvale gives you flexibility across multiple employers and a neighborhood vibe, but the competition's tough. Santa Clara ties proximity and value together, but you need to know the micro neighborhoods. It's not about better or worse, it's about which one matches your priorities. Pick that and decisions get easier. Skip it and choose only by job location, and the regret will show up fast. So let's take a closer look into those regrets, because they're the patterns that we see over and over from people who wish they'd chose differently. So here's what I hear most often from folks who say, I wish we'd done it differently. The first is isolation. They pick for commuting and realize they're far from people and places that fill their tank. Even simple routines feel harder. A farmer's market becomes a drive. Dinner with friends takes planning. The house is nice, but the week feels thin. But don't worry, because when we talk in a moment about what to do instead, the solutions all point back to avoiding this exact feeling. Second is paying a premium for the wrong home. They spent big to live near the office, but ended up with a place that doesn't fit their life. No yard for a dog, no room to host family. Sure, the office is 10 minutes away, but the rest of their life demands more space. You can remodel a kitchen, but you can't add land or erase a constant freeway hum. Third is missing micro-neighborhood details. Zip codes hide nuance. School boundaries jog in weird places. One street hears freeway noise at night, the other street doesn't. A block that feels quiet at noon feels very different at 7 a.m. when school traffic floods it. Without local eyes, it's easy to miss what everyday life will sound like once the moving boxes are gone. Finally, misalignment with family rhythm. Parents focus on one school rating instead of the entire path. Remote workers assume a spare room equals an office, but light and noise make it tough. Couples swear they'll drive to fun spots in the weekend, then realize they're too drained to do it. Regret grows when a home is picked for the job, not for the life around it. So how do you avoid all of this? Well, let's wrap it up with the framework locals use so you can skip the mistakes and find your fit from day one. Here's the fix. Design the week you want first, then find the streets that support it. Ask yourself, how do you recharge? Do you picture walking to dinner on Friday? Do you want a quiet patio where friends can linger? Do you want to be at a trailhead 10 minutes after shutting your laptop? Or is it about a lively downtown? Your answers will drive the search. And the cool part is, this loops right back into the area comparisons. When you know your lifestyle needs, those trade-offs suddenly become much clearer. Then you can layer in your stage of life. If schools matter, study the full path, not just next year. Where do you want your child to start, and where do you want them to finish? If working from home is part of your rhythm, test the rooms at the times you'd use them. Open a window, listen for traffic, see where the sun hits during calls. If you're noise sensitive, check at rush hour and after dinner. Now, fit the commute into the picture. Not a perfect 10 minutes, it's not realistic. Look for a predictable drive most of the time. If you and your partner head opposite directions, focus on the corridor that makes both manageable. If you travel often, test the route to the airport at the time you'd leave. If your evenings are filled with kids' activities, map those routes, not just the morning drop-off. Get hyper-local next. Walk the block 3 times a day. Watch how parking fills up. Notice if people are outside. See if a hum creeps in when the wind shifts. Ask if a street is a cut-through or stays calm. Look at the sidewalks. Does it feel easy to walk to coffee or not? Listings won't tell you this. Walking the neighborhood will. When you've narrowed it down, pressure test it. Imagine the first month. Where do the bikes go? How easy is it to charge the car? Where would a guest sleep? Could you host on a Wednesday night without stress? Could you stay home all Sunday and feel content? The right neighborhood answers those questions without effort. Finally, lean on a local expert. The difference between good and great often comes down to one street, one school boundary, or one block you might miss. Locals, like us, know which Santa Clara pocket feels calm even near a freeway. We know which San Jose area gives you both space and a reasonable drive. We know how to keep a Mountain View lifestyle while finding a layout that fits more than you expected. This isn't about sales, it's about fit. When fit is right, everything else flows. This process is more thoughtful than drawing a circle around your office, but it pays off every single week you live here. People who do it send us updates months later about block parties, neighborhood coffee walks, or Saturdays that look exactly how they pictured. They still work hard, they still chase big goals, but they feel at home, and that's why people stay. Alright, so the number one mistake people make living in Silicon Valley is picking a home only based on their job location. It feels efficient at the start, then turns into daily friction once real life sets in. When you design your week first, match it with the neighborhoods that support it, and layer commute on top, you end up with a life that works at 9 in the morning and 7 at night. If you're planning a move in Silicon Valley, don't leave it to guesswork. Send us an email at amanda@amandavang.com and let's map out the neighborhoods that fit your life, not just your commute. Whether you're buying or selling, we can help you make a decision you'll feel good about years from now. And if you want to keep building momentum, watch my next video. We'll dive into where Silicon Valley's truly ultra-wealthy live, the neighborhoods you don't always hear about, what makes them so exclusive, and why they attract some of the biggest names in tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.